Go to getamazonnow.com and give a gift card.
Welcome to Black and White Recovery. Your hosts have been associated with recovery programs for over 50 years. This show is not associated or related to any 12-step program. The advice is strictly to be taken as advice, or it may be used for drinking games. Always consult with your sponsor, attorney, doctor, or anyone with more common sense other than Lee.
Black and White Recovery. My name's Lee H., also Lee Honish, at Lee Honish on Twitter, and I'm joined by Ian C., don't call him Ian Chait.
No.
At Ian Chait. Like, how can you be... Okay, here's the whole anonymity issue.
Oh, I don't care.
No, you and I both don't. We've been...
Yeah.
Mark Maron was actually talking to James Hetfield, and they were both talking program, and he's like, I don't really care about the tradition. I'm like, you shouldn't. You should be out in front of a million people if you're comfortable and go, yeah, I'm sober. It's okay. It's cool to be sober.
Well, people have to understand that it's a day. You know, if I'm sober today, it's a victory. If I'm not sober tomorrow, it's not AA's fault. It's not any 12-step program's fault. It's I made a conscious decision to pick up.
I agree. It was interesting. Hetfield has...
And might be sober tomorrow. So, I mean, you know, I get why that tradition is there because people... I think the success rate, as small as it is 10 times better than it was when the traditions were written. And
so you're saying it's strictly about being on the DL?
No, I think it's strictly about
relapse.
That if I'm spouting program in a public forum, and I start using and drinking again a couple days later, it makes AA look bad to the whole world.
Or if you're like me, you can follow the principle that it causes you to have to be sober, so that you basically outed yourself in front of everybody. You can't relapse.
Right, exactly. Because there were times early on where I wanted to pick up, and I didn't give people that were, let's say, confrontational to me. I didn't want to give them the satisfaction of being right.
Oh yeah. I completely get that. So,
and, some of those people I love with all my heart, and some of those people aren't with us today. So,
most of them aren't with us today.
Right.
I mean, that's really kind of the reality. So, first and foremost, Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you guys.
Happy 2017. Thank God 2016's over.
Okay, why does everybody say 16 so bad? I mean, I stayed sober for the whole year.
Died.
I'm calling it a win.
Died. Sobriety-wise, yeah, but I mean, Prince and Princess Leia all in the same year, it's too much.
Well, for you, I can understand.
And then George Michael was the icing on the cake.
Honestly, in your order, it was Leia.
He's not that much older than me.
Come on, be honest. In order, it was Leia, then Debbie Reynolds, then Prince, then George Michael's for you. In order of sadness for yourself. Deep down, it sounds like you're a drag queen from Brooklyn.
Because the Debbie Reynolds did nothing for me.
The mother of your nerdness does not mean anything to you?
No.
And for those of you who don't know, secretly, Ian is a legit nerd. Like, nerd.
I wouldn't say I'm a nerd. I like Star Wars. I like sex much better. So I don't talk about Star Wars all the time.
You do talk about sex all the time, so I will give you that as a creditary point. All right. We hope you enjoyed all our winter broadcasting and shows. We should, almost by the time this comes out, be on iHeartRadio.
Nice.
Definitely check the links. I will make sure they're out so everybody has it.
Can we swear on iHeartRadio or no?
We're submitted. Let me tell you, it is a process. They don't just give it away for free.
But can we swear?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that's the best part. Yeah. So
Gee Willikers, that's fantastic.
Jumping Yemeni. So we're getting ready to start, and you were about to tell me the tale of what happened at your meeting last night.
Okay. Well, it was Saturday, but there's a big setup here. All right. those of you, first of all, I have to explain the premise of business meetings for home groups. It's, how the groups run themselves. They make changes. They give out service commitments. They see how much the seventh tradition is left to buy literature, donate, give to area, send to world office, whatever it is. But I have discovered that there are people that will talk about God at meetings constantly, like 99% of the time. But if they don't get their way in the business meeting, it's like Satan has been released. And I don't know if you ever have been in the political genre of...
it's the reason I don't go to meetings anymore. The nail in the coffin for me was not getting any political support or help trying to put on an area convention. And I literally had enough. Had enough. That's it. And all I could tell from a political standpoint, conventions are an excuse. This is going to piss people off. In CA, my opinion, conventions are a glorified dick-sucking session for people who have time. That's all it is. Yay, we're all still sober. Let's throw ourselves a party. And I was always under the belief that conventions were all about the newcomers and about getting things that were worth... Like, I couldn't even believe the same old retreaded topics and nobody pushing the bubble on anything.
Yeah, I would like to talk to the people that told you it was all about the newcomer, because one of the worst things I've ever seen at conventions is the sobriety countdown, because I know people that actually picked up the day before the convention so they could be the last one standing.
Well, that's not a crazy thing. No, and here's my thing. I believe it's not about I believe it's equally about the newcomer as it is about those that have time. But the countdowns, look, if you have more than 25 years stand up, that's, what the fuck?
That's okay.
No, fuck that. It doesn't mean shit. It really doesn't mean shit. I'm more interested in the people that are brand new.
Well, I am too, but I'm trying to protect the people that become brand new so they could be the last one standing.
Yeah, but that's not statistically the case.
Oh, I think it is.
And you and I both know this. Conventions in general are a horrifically
I think they're just. I just think they're orgies with workshops.
Yes,
I mean,
they are.
We're not in disagreement on that.
Yes,
but okay, all right, that's all right.
No.
Is there something wrong with that?
No, there's nothing wrong with that. It just You realize that goes against my hypocrisy plea of those that have and those that have not. And I believe people who don't have time are the have-nots, and the people with time are the haves. And I hate hypocrisy in general. I don't like elitism in CA. I don't. I
agree. I agree with that completely.
The political structure.
That's why I shut my mouth this Saturday instead of going off on everybody.
Right. I don't have that awesome ability to shut my mouth. And that was years ago. I'll tell you how long ago. It was years ago, and I never looked back. I got a vote of no confidence and thrown off the convention committee. They did a half-baked... fuck you guys. Nobody showed up. Like, what do you expect me to do? Put it on by myself and just work it out? And it became about who got elected to help out and who's going to get it next year. And you're from this area and not that. You know what? Fuck all of you. I hope you all relapse violently and take out a busload of kids while it happens. I hope that's your legacy for every single fucked up person in that political structure. I should write about it, right? It sounds like I have anger issues still. I could be wrong.
Did you say something?
Yeah, right. But that's how angry I was. I was like, somebody told me, oh, they just gave you a vote of no confidence. No confidence for what?
Right.
Like, I can't put on a convention by myself. That's the bottom line. It's sad that my first sponsor kind of showed up occasionally to the meetings. But to be out in front of, your CA by yourself waiting for people to show up to help and nobody shows up to help you with an event, it's not going to take very many weeks before you go, fuck this. I mean, that's the bottom line.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been on committees before, and I'll probably be on them again, but I did take a 20-year hiatus from them. About an 18-year hiatus, I would say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm over it in general. I'm over the hypocrisy at meetings. I'm over I'm awesome because I have time. Therefore, all of you with less time must listen to me. Really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh.
Let me examine your life with a magnifying glass.
You don't. Ugh. Yeah, you don't like bleeding deacons?
Ah. Okay. So tell me more about your situation.
Okay. Well, I go to this great CA meeting. It's in an art gallery here in Phoenix. It's a nice, speaker reads out a couple lines out of the big book, shares about it for 10 minutes. Almost everybody in the meeting gets to share, 20, 30 people. And it's just a cool place to have a meeting. And the lady that owns the gallery is very, very cool, very with it. She has several years. She's helped thousands of women here in the Phoenix area. And, because of that, she might get away with a little bit more than she should. But anyway, she charges the group $20.
Okay.
Now, lately, our the chairs that we use have been breaking. I used to think it was just because I was fat, but then skinny people started breaking the chairs. So the chairs were old, so we started collecting money to have a chair fund, to buy new chairs. Now, and there's times on Saturday nights where she's able to do an event at the gallery and make some money, like a birthday party, or like the ASCII Pop Bid Committee had a fundraiser there, the Young People's Arizona conference. They gave her a few $100 to use the gallery, and we would have a meeting outside. Now, she gave a birthday party there. We had the meeting outside, and one of the people in the meeting got a cold. I mean, it was a great meeting. There's like 60 people there. We only collected, $30 in Seventh Tradition, and we had coffee was $20. So, and the reason why I say that is that the meeting's not about the money, because it helped a lot of people. But after everything was said and done, she had made all this money renting out the gallery, which justifiably so. I would if I was her. I'm a businesswoman. But she hit the meeting up for the money to rent the extra chairs for the outside.
Okay.
And, and we've been trying to buy chairs for a few months. She's the one that wanted to pick out the chairs. We finally got some chairs. She hasn't called me for the money. I'm the treasurer of the group. So, when a meeting loses $20, me being treasurer, I figure we're better off canceling it than having it outside. But it helped people, and I get it. In a non-treasury basis, it was great. Anyway, one of the girls in the group caught a cold. The guy she was friends with, he had said something to me, and I see both sides of the fence. I mean, if she's got a way to make $400 instead of $5, please, by all means, go ahead. We want to make sure this place is here for us to have a meeting. Now, a couple weeks go by, she went out of town for the holidays, and there's another meeting at this place. And, I told her in confidence she might get some heat over the money for the chairs.
You think?
And now here's what happened at the business meeting. The girl that had, and I told her, hey, listen, I told you this in confidence, so please don't bring it up. You got your money, just relax. Okay, I'm just warning you so you have a comeback. And of course, that went in one ear and out the other. The girl that caught the cold quit the home group, a week before. She quit her service commitment. She moved to a different side of town, whatever. So, the guy she was hanging with is kind of hanging out with somebody else. And she went out and she chastised us about us leaving the place a mess, which I didn't know anybody was put in charge to clean up. And then I was told who was put in charge to clean up, who was very unreliable and didn't do it. And that's okay. But she forgot that between the time we had our meeting and the time she came back to town, that there was another meeting that may have left the coffee pots full, may have left the place a mess, but instead just chastised all of us and had somebody that started their own recovery club because he didn't get his way on the board of another recovery club. He decides to open one up like 5 miles away, say, oh, screw you guys, I'm going to put you out of business. And now you have 2 struggling recovery clubs instead of 1, meeting halls. And, he's got about 11 years, circuit speaker, very, elder statesman / bleeding deacon.
He sounds like a dick.